Welcome to the Silver Ranch podcast. I'm your host, Jamie Schmidt, Vice President of InvestCore, the developer of the new Silver Ranch Subdivision. In this podcast, we'll take you behind the scenes of Bismarck's newest subdivision and get to know the people and businesses making it happen. Today's guest is Joe Sheehan, branch manager with Benchmark Mortgage. Joe, thanks for coming.
I'm glad to be here.
First off, just tell me about yourself and a little bit of your background.
Well, I got about 20 years experience in the mortgage industry. Started out as a mortgage loan officer for one of the larger banks, opened my own company. From there, have just kind of built myself into a person who is still originating loans and doing loans for all my own personal customers. But now I have loan officers I manage across North and South Dakota.
When people hear Benchmark, what do you want people in Bismarck to think?
What I want them to think is a world-class personal experience in buying your home.
Awesome. And then Joe, Silver Ranch, tell us how you got involved.
Well, I've had a relationship with you and Chad over the years. We've done a lot of transactions together where we helped people achieve the dream of home ownership. And when I heard you guys were doing this, I was talking to you guys about what you wanted for people out here, and a lot of those things match the exact values of Benchmark Mortgage, and they match what we'd done together in the past of trying to give people a very simple, clear path to home ownership, where at the end they feel like, man, this is a dream come true, not like what just happened to me.
Yep.
And so I reached out, and we've been brainstorming some ways that we might be able to, in the lending process, do what you guys are trying to do with the building and developing process.
Okay, great. How about interest rates? I mean, I got you here. I mean,
okay.
Is that going to be a problem?
I will tell you, they are not going to be. Interest rates are not going to be the problem. We're currently, interest rates are more volatile than they've been. So if anybody's having a negative experience with interest rates, it's because they go in and they hear interest rates are at like this rate, and they check 2 days later and they're higher by 1/8 or 1/4%. And that, whoa, what happened? They are moving. They're moving between that 3.5% to 4% range, and they're moving more than they ever have, but they're still great. They're still, if you've got great credit, a little bit of equity, if you have all those qualifying factors, you should be locking a rate in the 3s,
right?
Pretty consistently right now.
Okay.
And the Fed recently, there should have been an announcement today, but pretty much the tip of the hand is they're tipping their hand to say they're pretty happy with where it's at right now. So there shouldn't be a lot of movement either in raising or decreasing rates into the spring. And that just that stability bodes well for interest rates. Inflation's under control. The only thing that can really cause interest rates to go up is to get a lock, just a ironclad lock on the China-U.S. trade agreement. That could create a really positive boom in the stock market. And of course, then investors pull their money out of bonds, they put it in stocks, and that could cause investors to raise interest rates to hold on to investors.
Okay.
But that's really the only threat out there. Otherwise, inflation's good. There's always a little bit of rumble of recession now and then also helps interest rates. And we've got all that. We've got a perfect storm for really good interest rates into the next year. And so interest rates are something that are really supportive of taking advantage of something like Silver Ranch right now.
And, we're talking about Silver Ranch as far as development. We've talked multiple builders going to be building in there. What are your thoughts? I mean, can the market handle that right now?
Well, of course. Well, as long as you have population growth, you have a need for housing, right? And the thing is, I think that the Silver Ranch development offers that price point for people who are looking for housing and looking in that area. It's going to be very attractive, and so when people are talking about the market being slow or being a little bit bad in Bismarck, just to be honest, let's just put it out there because there's some talk about that. Well, that's not really true. When you look at the movement of inventory, if you look at the MLS stats, buyers are moving properties. Well, so where's the issue? Well, anything under $300,000 is selling like a hotcake. Correct. If you have a price point under $300,000, you're selling your house. Anything in the affordable housing kind of category, under that $350,000 mark is selling. Right. Really well. It's when you start going over that $350,000 house point that existing sales are starting to lag. Yes. And why is that? Well, because quite honestly, new construction is out there, right? When you're starting to get into that $300,000 to $450,000 space, what you have to choose as a buyer is now, can I build a house that's more what I want?
Right.
And so there just aren't as many folks shopping and buying, and especially over the $500,000 range, right? That price point's really competitive with the existing inventory out there. So these folks that are shopping in this 300 above range have a lot of the existing sales out there. The existing market that's marketing those houses for sale out there has a lot of competition in terms of the current inventory, but also because of construction and new construction. And there right now, a person has to decide, hey, if I can get this house at 400, what can I get in a new one now? And that, you look at some of the changes in new building code, new building materials, new energy efficiency in new homes. New homes are really attractive, even if they're selling at a slight premium over the existing market.
Well, great, Joe. Well, I really do appreciate you showing up and
pleasure to be
meeting
here
with me and talking. It's been informational and it's been great. And hey, if you want to get a hold of Joe, what's the best way to do it, Joe?
Just give me a call, 701-400-3926.
Awesome. Great. Thanks again. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Silver Ranch Podcast. If you'd like to hear more, subscribe for new episodes and connect with us online at Silver Ranch Subdivision on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or silverranchnd.com. We'll talk again next time on the Silver Ranch Podcast.